Hey there, Noodles. Hope y'all are having a good day. I am having a fantastic day, not gonna lie. I got a raise today, and I would love to tell you guys about it. I got a full $2 raise. It wasn't a year review, it wasn't a 90-day review, it wasn't none of that. I just got a raise. And it was kind of funny how I got it. If you've watched my previous video about some of the things going on currently in my retail store, about how I got in trouble at work, then you'll know what I'm talking about here. And if you don't, stop what you're doing, stop watching this video, and go watch the other one. And then come back and start from the very beginning to give me double view and watch this video again. Alright? Deal. Deal. I think we can both agree to doing that. Alrighty. Well, let's get into it. So, here's what happened. Uh, I went into work today fully expecting to either be in more trouble or to get talked to by my manager. Because of everything that happened in the last video, uh, I knew that my supervisor, who had done all the getting me in trouble, or attempting to, or taught and bringing me into the principal's office, him going on a little power trip, as I like to say, um, I knew he was still upset about the situation, and it wasn't fully resolved because I kind of just was like, okay, let's get back to work, and ended the conversation, and he agreed to it. So I thought he was cool with it, but then later on, he said something that was like, yo, I think we still need to figure this out and talk because I'm still like bothered by it or some shit. And I was like, okay, man, let's talk it out. What do you want to talk about? And he couldn't really come up with what he wanted to talk about. I think he just wanted to like be upset. So I was like, okay, man, do you go be upset somewhere? And I just kind of ignored him for the rest of that shift. Well, coming full circle, he took a whole day off. I think the next day he had off scheduled. Um, so I was kind of relieved not to see him at work for a whole day, and everything kind of just like chilled out a little bit. But then today I came in and dude, my manager brought something up that was completely unrelated. But my supervisor, he took it upon himself to be like, "Oh, now's a perfect time. Now is the perfect time to bring up my issues with Noodle." So that's what he did. He brought up he's tried to bring up his issues, and I could see my supervisor or my manager just really wasn't giving a care. I was like, what's going on here, man? Why does he not care? Like, I mean, I know I did fuck up, so like he should, and I didn't have to show the frustration that I did show. So my supervisor does have kind of like, he is kind of, he's not lying, but he's not really saying the truth. He's kind of blowing that out of proportion. But at the same time, you know how retail is, man. I've talked about it enough on this channel. Y'all know how stupid people are and how it can be. So I was just ready to accept my fate, whether it was a write up or something worse. So he starts complaining, saying, talking a little bit, and then he like motioned in my direction while I was walking away that like I got frustrated and this is it wouldn't have happened if I had just listened or blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay, I'm not getting into this. I'm not doing this. So I just walked away, went and put my work boots on because I bike to work, so I have different shoes on when I first come in and clock in. And he immediately, as soon as I clocked in, started talking to my manager about it. And I was like, oh my god, not again. He's just gonna be going off all day and grumpy all day. Well, come to find out, so a couple minutes later we had a meeting. Didn't talk about anything about it. It was just like a full like morning warehouse meeting. That was our normal like 10 15 minutes of stretches or whatever the fuck they call stretches. I actually stretch. And then from there I was about to start getting ready for work or getting ready to receive some items that had come in. And my manager's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you in the office." And I was like, "Fuck. Well, I know what this is about." And we started walking to the office up front together, ironically. It's kind of, he didn't call me to the office. He was just standing there. He was like, "Hey, let's go talk in the office real quick. We need to talk about something." And I was like, "Oh, here we go. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in double trouble. Now I'll be able to tell my channel. I got in double trouble. I got in trouble with my manager and my supervisor. But nope. He sat me down. He's like, "Hey, this isn't a bad thing, by the way. I got you a $2 raise." And I'm like, "What? Oh, that is the last thing I expected to hear from your mouth just now." And he's like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah, man. I thought I was getting in trouble for something. He's like, oh no, I don't really care about any of that shit. That's just bull crap. That's just water under the bridge stuff that doesn't really matter. And I was like, no fucking way. All that stress and all that bullshit just for my main manager, the one who actually cares, to not care. I kind of started laughing, and he was like, yeah, I was really pushing with his manager, to get you a raise, but they kept denying me, so he was apologizing that it took so long. Part of the reason I got a raise was now I'm equally paid compared to my other employees. Because all the other employees, guess what? When they got hired, they got offered 24 an hour too. But guess what I got offered? 21 an hour. Still haven't found out why. I actually have more experience in retail than all of my coworkers combined. So it's kind of an ironic situation where the person who has the most experience in that line of work, not warehouse, but retail side, gets paid the less, you know. And that definitely was. I don't know if you watched that video. If you have, then you understand that part of the reason I was so frustrated was I was getting paid less than anyone else on the backside of the warehouse for no reason. There was literally no reason, and I was digitally and physically doing more and carrying the brunt of the work. So the fact that he it took them almost 8 months to give me a nice little $2 raise to make it equal to what the others were making beforehand. So like every week when we were getting paid, my coworker was getting paid an extra $80 minimum more than me before taxes, of course, you know. It definitely got to my brain. And the fact that I'm now at least equal to him and I'm still being asked to do equal the amount of work. I'm like, okay, now this makes sense. I'm gonna do equal the amount of work because guess what? I'm getting paid the same. And if this guy can do it, as old as he is, then I can do it. Which I knew I could before and I had done it before. I'd just given lost all complete motivation. So, anyways, long story short, I got the raise. Uh, things are getting better, and my supervisor doesn't know. I don't even know if he knows I got the raise. I think it might have been behind his back. They know for a fact. I can tell and I can see. And he even said that when he was talking to his manager or the higher up dude, that they know how much effort I put into my work and how much work I like actually do for the company. Um, and he was like, it's really appreciated, and they don't want me to leave, and so they gave me a raise. And I was like, sweet. So I just need to complain and show my frustration more if this type of situation ever happens again. But for now, I will take the raise and shut up because, an extra $2 is an extra $2, man. An extra $2 is an extra $2, especially nowadays. So, yeah, that's my good news for the day. I hope all y'all are doing well. Um, it is pretty funny to me that I got in trouble, which wasted a ton of company time. Well, not a ton, but a good half hour at least. And then just for them to turn around and be like, so, yeah, you got in trouble, but like, you got in not real trouble because if you got in real trouble, we wouldn't be giving you this raise right now. So, here's a raise, man. Do Thank you for doing a good job. Please keep continuing better. We don't want you to leave. Please don't do what you did on Sunday and stop doing what you're doing and barely work. Because if you do that, then we're screwed. So it was kind of nice to finally feel at least a little bit of appreciation and tangible getting something tangible for all my hard work. I know now I probably won't get as big of a raise at my end of the year like others might, but at the same time, getting it now, I'd rather have it now, and because this company unfortunately does not back pay people. So it's not like Walmart or something like that where they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to back pay you for all of this. It doesn't work the same, unfortunately, in this retail environment. But, hopefully in the future, I can continue moving forward with what I have been doing and continue to live a good life and keep working this job and keep causing issues for my managers when they definitely deserve it some days. I guess because when that happens, I might just get a $2 raise. Um, I caused problems and got a $2 raise. That's a pretty good like comeback and I wish I could rub it in my supervisor's face, but I'd probably actually get in trouble or get fired for doing something like that. So, I'm just going to sit back and silently laugh as my supervisor goes around flailing, doing his best um, as his geriatric old self to be a supervisor and keep up with me. Because now that I have a raise and I can see that the company really wants to keep me around, um, because I talked to another manager and I guess she was the reason, or front end manager, because she was the reason who basically why I got this raise. She heard that she saw what was going on Sunday and decided, hey, this isn't cool. But she couldn't really do anything about it since she's a front end manager. She's not a warehouse manager. But the one thing she can do is she was able to call a meeting. So she called a meeting and brought all of the managers together, even the warehouse ones and supervisors, and was like, hey, yo, something needs to be done about this because this kid Noodle is working really hard, and he's been working really hard for almost a year now, and he's gotten zero recognition for it. And if he doesn't get recognition for it here soon, I'm afraid he's gonna leave. So, you know, uh, I very much do appreciate managers like that who do have some type of power and actually care and can see how things are going and see the big picture, not just see the immediate knee-jerk reaction of, oh, you didn't do your job today, you deserve to be scolded and brought to the principal's office and get your hand slapped. Gotta waste company time talking down to you to saying how bad of a job you did today instead of being like, hey, why aren't you doing a good job? Oh, that's why you're not doing a good job? Okay, that makes sense. Let's get you a raise because, you've been working your butt off and haven't been getting any recognition for it. And I mean, for example, I've been quite literally outworking my own manager, who, because not entirely to his fault, he is a very quick worker and he knows how to work fast. But he has so many things that he has to do that he usually starts processes and then has me finish them. Not my super. He doesn't have my supervisor finish them. He lets my supervisor go out and do things that like he doesn't want to do, like go picking orders or talking to customers or doing things that are like uh I wouldn't say more difficult, but definitely more not fun to do, and you can't just be left alone doing it. Whereas I think my supervisor and me, both of us like, or my manager and me, both of us like being left alone. So we'd rather do heavier labor or harder work or harder mental work than the easy quote unquote stuff that just consumes time, because we both feel time passes faster when we're working uh, quickly and alone. So yeah, pretty cool shit. But what else was I gonna say? I don't remember. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Is the fact that my company is so dumb that they got me in trouble and then turned around and gave me a raise. I got to come up with a good title for this video because it is a kind of funny situation where it's like, hey, we're gonna punish you. It's like the principal being like, hey, we're gonna have to take you off the honor roll this month because you got suspended for chewing gum in class or some dumb shit, and then turning around being like, but we're gonna put you as an all-star on our basketball team. It's kind of like that mentality of like, hey, you messed up here. Please don't mess up again. Here's a bribe. And that's kind of like how it felt. It was like a bribe to keep working for the company and to keep going, which I guess, in a way you can see it. That's kind of what it was. Like it was like, hey, we're worried that you're gonna quit. We don't really want you to, so because we are short staffed right now, and if you were to quit, our inventory would get so messed up that might as well just close down the store because all of our orders would just go out wrong. I'm like, yep, I understand that. So it was very nice, and I really do appreciate my manager for sticking his neck out for me. And my supervisor can go fuck himself, honestly, because after today, he really showed me that he does not give two fucks about me or my other coworkers because we were supposed to all be working in the freezer today upon as our manager asked us to, and his response was to find things to do outside of the freezer so that he didn't have to join me and my other coworker who are both not supervisors, not leaders. We are just basically grunt workers for this company, and we both are at the point where we're making fun of our supervisor on the regular because he's just whenever he's asked to do something, he's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll go do it." And he's like one of those Christian folk that's like, "Yeah, God gave me this position. He blessed me with all this, and God, blah blah blah, Jesus this, God that." And then he turns around and he just clearly just fucks off and doesn't work hard, and we all can just see it, and we're just like, "Bruh, what is this crap?" You've been with the company for 2.5 years now, I think, and somehow they don't see that he's just like one of those people that knows how to game the system, and that's fine. I mean, if that's his goal, he is like 50, so like this is probably one of his last jobs, unfortunately, in life. I mean, just statistically, thinking, not trying to be mean, or talk too dark, but like he probably isn't going to work as many more jobs in his lifetime as I probably will. Just from the fact of, he's older and he won't last that long. So like when he got the supervisor position over me, I was okay with it, and I still am. I don't really want that stress, especially right at this point in my life when I'm wanting to do other things other than just, work a 9 to 5 and be depressed all day. But that's just life right now, and I'm cool with it, and I'm chilling. But bruh, fuck shitty supervisors, and if y'all have one, hit a like in the comment below, and you know I hope y'all have a good rest of the day. And don't forget, when you feel like the need to pick your battles wisely. I'm saying, but if you feel like you need to cause some ruckus to get where you need to get, or to get the recognition you deserve, don't be afraid to do it. Yeah, don't go crazy and go out and potentially lose your job like I did by just like refusing to do work and not being very helpful. But at the same time, if that's what you gotta do to get some motherfucker's attention, that's some shit you gotta do, man. And no one's gonna blame you for it. Even my other coworker, when I told him, I was told as soon as I left the office, my manager was just like, "Hey, by the way, don't let anyone know you got this raise. Or you don't need to be letting everyone know." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, man." Immediately went over and told my coworker, right, the one that's been with me since day one. And he gave me a fist bump. And he's like, "Fuck yeah, finally. You deserve to get paid as much as I do because you do way more work than I do. And at the very least, you deserve to get paid the same as me." Like my own coworkers congratulating me and wanting me to uh, succeed compared to clearly my supervisor who just wants me to do his work for him, pretty much. That's at least how I feel at this point. But silliness, retail silliness, like straight up, like, "Oh, you're a bad boy, you shouldn't have ever done this, blah 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 blah." Turns around, the other manager gives me a raise. "Hey, don't leave, please." It just shows me that the people that actually have brains and understand that. Oh my goodness, thank you for not killing me. You almost did though. But the people that have been in the retail situation and have worked with these type of people know how it is. And if you've ever worked any type of retail, you know how it is being around like just really not fun people to be around. It's just like, bro, I have to go into work and spend X amount of time with this person, and this person thinks we are best friends, and we would be best friends outside of this job, and they like are just a completely opposite type of person than like you are. Like, it's sad, man, how closed-minded some people are. But at the same time, like, you can't judge people for their backgrounds and how they act, because we're all different, we're all unique human beings, and that's just that. That's just that. But alrighty, guys, go out there, cause some ruckuses, get some raises. You deserve it. And be like me, I guess, somehow magically getting a raise after my supervisor scolded me. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Go do something to make yourself laugh today. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, as good of a day at least as I've already had today. Alrighty, I'll catch you in the next one when probably this pathway is fully done. Catch you on the flip flop. Bye.